Hello, good evening, everybody. Let's start this lecture discussing about white paper of two Aptos. So, like today, we are discussing many more topics in this topic, like whatever we cover so far. So, I have to just to go to my white paper lecture two. So, that's why built nicely. Okay, let's go to the presentation mode. So this is white paper explanation of Aptos Blockchain by Chandra Sharma, FC developer, technical educator, content writer, expense plus year with tech to tech private limited. And so we are discussing about what are the overviews and the move language of white paper of Aptos Blockchain. So first of all, the consensus mechanism like present and fallen tolerant proof of stake, validators process transactions jointly, validators consensus weight based on staked token. If we were talking about the validator dynamics, the validator can be active or inactive. Inactive due to insufficient stake rotation, offline choice, or poor historical performance. There's a lot of things like we have. But if we go to the client type and blockchain infrastructure principle, so for the client type, like client type submit transactions or query of the blockchain state, full node replicate the same state from the validator or other full node, and light clients maintain the current validator query and the partial state securely. And after it, if we like going about talking to blockchain infrastructure principle, so for the blockchain infrastructure principle, the Apple white paper explaining that like fast and secure transaction. And why the fast and the secure transaction? Because the move language is written manner to write, like writing the smart context like that do not have any vulnerability, like any attacker can get attack on it and getting something losing their focus. So that they are more focused about the auditability and analyzability of the language. So if we go about the high throughput and the low latency, so achieve that how can we achieve it? So we can achieve through the batched pipeline and parallel transaction processing. Parallel transaction processing. So block STM support the atomicity in the complex transaction without upfront data location knowledge, performance and decentralization optimization, rapid stack like weight validators at rotation, and reputation tracking of improved decentralization, how like this decentralization get controlled out of it. So we can discuss very it. And now if we go about the upgradability and configurability, so as you know that like the new user getting like to the chain, and after it like the new use case and new will be that help the technology to get upgraded, and we get configure about it like more and more. So if we go about the modular design, so for the modular design is the rigorous component level testing, threat modeling for the security, enable seamless deployment. So that's how this the modular design get like built the framework for the Aptos blockchain ecosystem. But it have this same thing like rigorously of the component testing level of that particular blocks or the validators that we can identify through this infrastructure. If we go about the horizontal through output of the scalability for solidifying the exposed to user native to their programming and data model. So their data model is also the different like how they're collecting the data, and that is given by their user to for their native use. So for like developer interaction, logical data model, user experience verification, performance innovation, state synchronization, community ownership and governance, and future direction. So we will have the detailed discussion in the next section of that lecture, so that we will cover. Now if we cover the point of the like why the move language is best, if the already the solidity language in the ecosystem, and that is already built for the smart contract for taking the major issue of the scalability. So because we face that like first ever the blockchain that ready is the Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has a lot of issues with them, but it is more secure and most trustable at that time. But after it like the Ethereum found the gap that like Bitcoin does not able to make good dApps, because there's a lot of issue of the scalability of data. So the lot of the user will come, so the data interaction will be not so fine tuned that like that will help us to like running the good dapps like that. As you know that in the web 2 there's a lots of the web and web app and the android apps are running for the user, and that are mainly for the seamless user experience. But here we like found that this can be solved by ethereum, and the lot of the people is also find that like ethereum has a lot of the issue with them, and actually the attacker will find the market gap. And attacker find the market gap is that if anyone find there something vulnerability in the smart contract, because actually there is the all of the things in the code, but here is the all of the things in the it's such kind of the tokenized and real. It's sometimes it's like other than the digital other than the codes. So I think that there is the no vulnerability remaining there, that are reading after getting the insight of it, and people are working relentlessly on to most of it to like upgrading that one. So for the how like this move language of the approach will like develop. So move programming language is more emphasized on the safety and the flexibility, because in the solidity smart contract language there's a lot of issues like vulnerability, and people get on attack it, and various type of attack can be performed on it. So because of the digitalization and that of the things of present there. But in here in Aptos ecosystem, like Move language is specifically built for to solve that kind of problem, and that is actually the gap in the such other solidity ecosystem that cannot be solved till now. But Aptos is actually the find in it and written beautiful in the paper, like explaining about it, like how this Aptos help in the backend coding, and that can be the better like a ledger state representation and encoding state of the transition node. But if we gonna talk about the transaction submission, so as per the user limit submit transaction, so we can publish the new modules, upgrade the existing module, execute the entry function, and we can contain the scripts interacting with the public module interfaces. So that's also the feature of the move language is providing. And till now there no any case in the ecosystem. There's a lot of devs are developing, and people are developing on it, but like any vulnerability due to this backend language, because all of the things are now the digitalized, now converted into the real asset kind of the thing. In that sense we can say that it's not only limiting to the code as compared to the solidity ecosystem. It is limiting to the code, and so that's the like the major problem with them. But now the movie ecosystem is now completely going for the upgrade edition and the maturability in such manner that there are a lot of compilers and the virtual machines and the developer tool that can help you build the successful application out of it, and production level code you can make out of it. So that's how the move ecosystem is growing in that manner. So inspired by the rust and with the explicit ownership of the data, because that data is the completely validating the node of the community. So what are the communities building is that has the completely in one extra advantage of the move ecosystem. But on-chain configuration is the next level feature for it, because you know that like the ledger state and the ledger are the thing, ledger the just like the storing for the data include on-chain configuration, like you have the active validator. And the like the previous lecture like we discuss about we have some validators node and we have some active validator nodes that will decide like how does the chain activity is going on. So for the on-chain configuration, we have active validators and staking properties, configuration of various services in the Aptos blockchain. So that is also the like major advantage in this ecosystem. So like for the modules and upgradability, that what we find that Aptos ecosystem is upgradable, most upgradable ecosystem as compared to other one, and it's providing the support for the seamless module upgradability. So what actually you are writing the smart contract in the some certain modules, and that modules get get updated, and after it, you will have the clarity vision of you can upgrade your smart contract and making it so better and better day by day. So that will support the configuration of also like blockchain is also upgrading with a zero downtime. It means that you will require the very small time to upgrade it. It's not taking the lot of the time. As you know that there's a lot of actually the backend is providing in the blockchain, but the still we are using the web 2 ecosystem operating system. But the peoples are also working to making about something like operating system of the web 3. That is a completely different approach taken by various other system. So like for the web 3 use case, the Aptos blockchain enhance the move for broader web 3 use case. It will offer fine-grained source control, table support, and share the autonomous accounts. So that is also the things they are providing more and more ownership to the user that are using their wallets and using their blockchain, and it will give a safe and secure zone for their data security. So for the seamless upgrades on private mainnet, so what they are executing the multiple upgrade with the zero downtime on the private mainnet. So it will take the very less time to explaining to upgrading the thing. So that is the another seamless advantage for it. So thank you for this to hearing this, and please and subscribe, and we will continue this series in the next lecture. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. See ya. Thank you.